This shot bothered me when I first saw Full Metal Jacket because Stanley Kubrick breaks the 180 rule. Basically, the soldiers are walking from left to right. And then, very quickly, they are walking right to left. Now, what bothers me is that Kubrick wouldn't break the 180 rule, so there had to be a reason for this. And what I finally realized is, metaphorically speaking, is that this is a sense of confusion if you're walking in one direction and then another. What Kubrick was saying was this war, the Vietnam War, and maybe all wars, are just confusing, don't make any sense, and just wander from place to place. There is no logic behind war.
But I am alive, and I am not afraid. I think I was trying to suggest something about the duality of man, sir.
The what?
The duality of man, the Jungian thing, sir.
Get out!
Go check it out.
told you anything in Denver about the tragedy we had up here during the winter of 1970?
I don't believe they did.
Well, my predecessor in this job hired a man named Charles Grady as the winter caretaker. And he came up here with his wife and two little girls, I think about 8 and 10. And he had a good employment record, good references. And from what I've been told, I mean, he seemed like a completely normal.
If we use the ending of The Shining as the beginning point, and we play it backwards, we can see that Jack actually becomes a nicer guy. He kind of becomes uninsane, even a smile. But we know Jack has been evil before, as Wendy tells us.
Just one of those things, you know, purely an accident. My husband had been drinking, and he came home about 3 hours late. So he wasn't exactly in the greatest mood that night. And, well, Danny had scattered some of his school papers all over the room, and my husband grabbed his arm, you know, to pull him away from him. It's just the sort of thing you do 100 times with a child, you know, in the park or in the streets. But on this particular occasion, my husband just used too much strength, and he injured Danny's arm. Anyway.
We know The Shining was written by Stephen King, but it was inspired by a song by John Lennon. Instant Karma was the name of that song. Let's tie in one more link to solidify the ending. The final song in this film is Midnight, the Stars, and You. In Instant Karma, the lyrics are We All Shine On, like The Shining. And the lyrics also are like the moon, the stars, and the sun. These lyrics match exactly. At midnight, the moon is out. The stars are the stars, and the sun, which could be Danny, and you. The sun is an Illuminati symbol, which also can mean you. You are the sun. Midnight, the stars, and you. The moon, the stars, and the sun. You and the sun match. The sun is Danny, and Danny shines. So you understand this ending, you too will shine and be illuminated.
What work are you in now? I'm a writer.
Jesus H. Christ, you're not a writer, you're a killer!
Fire.
Who on earth could that be? Who on earth could that be?
Joker,
Sir, yes, sir.
4212, basic military journalism. You gotta be shitting me, Joker. You think you're Mickey Spillane? You think you're some kind of fucking writer?
Sir, I wrote for my high school newspaper, sir.
Jesus H. Christ, you're not a writer, you're a killer!
A killer, yes, sir.
Anybody know who Lee Harvey Oswald was?
Only 2 presidents
Private
are
Snowball.
mentioned in Full Metal Jacket.
Kennedy, sir.
That's
One of
right.
them
And do you
is
know how
JFK.
far away he was?
Sir, it was pretty far from that book suppository building, sir.
Yeah, and we all get a
All right,
laugh
knock
from
it
that.
off.
Perhaps Kubrick was saying
250.
suppository
He was
is really referring to
250.
the assassination. The other is LBJ.
And I quote LBJ, "I will not send American boys 8 or 10,000 miles around the world to do a job that Asian boys ought to be doing for themselves."
Murphy, this is Cowboy, over.
When Cowboy gets shot, the person who takes over for him is his animal mother.
Let's go get some payback.
And to solidify this, Marissa Berenson's character in Barry Lyndon, his name is Lady Lyndon.